Well, it is November 19th, the last weekend of deer season. A little early this morning. We stayed in Bismarck last night at our buddy Mark Wagner's. Thanks, Mark, for this little Wagner Inn. And Paige, I should probably say welcome. Thank you to Paige too. And we're headed back out to Medora. Gonna try and get a last weekend buck here. There's snow on the ground still. They should be starting to rut now, so we should be in some good deer movement weather this weekend too. So not a lot of wind, decent temps. So I got a new cameraman this week. We got Dustin Kasowski. He's an old buddy of mine. We played football together, so it's gonna be a fun weekend. Nick's at a wedding, so you know, the last time we had a new cameraman, Nick and Kanan got it done in Wyoming, so we're gonna try and do it up here in North Dakota. So we're gonna get on the road. We got a little bit of a trip to get out there yet this morning, so we're gonna get going, and the next time you see us, it'll probably be a little later outside, so stay tuned. Gonna take a little bit of a walk here on some places we've been but not super familiar with. I believe Nick and I have walked in here a little bit, but so we're gonna go on a good hike here and see what we find. Driving in today, you could tell the bucks were rutting. Almost every buck we saw was either chasing a doe or right next to does. So if we come across some does, we're definitely gonna have to make sure we take an extra look to make sure there's no bucks hanging around. So hopefully we get into some deer and maybe even get one down on the ground and make Dustin carry it out. I'm sure these two see each other now, or oh, probably not actually. Not quite there yet though, I mean, size-wise. Is he the one standing there? Okay. Might be more does coming behind him. Alright, we've just spotted a shooter buck, and ironically enough, he's limping like one we saw last year, and I don't want to jump the gun, but it definitely could be that same one from last year. But he's chasing a doe right now, and our wind is not very good right now, so we're just going to kind of let him work up the drainage and then kind of try and get behind him and track him down. We got to get the wind in our favor right now. It's really bad, like really bad. So we're gonna let him kind of chase this doe up the drainage a little ways, and then we're gonna try and kind of sneak past him and then get the wind in our favor. We got snow, so we got his track. We can follow him that way if we need to. So it's 2:11 right now. I ranged him. They were at about 650 yards. So he's traveling with 6 does, I think 6 or 7 does, so a little group, and finally a shooter buck. So hopefully we can get close enough to get a shot at him. He's on the hill right out here, coming back. He's coming back.
deer than we expected. Can tell why that big buck wanted to get all the does away. I think there's what, 4 or 5 bucks and just a couple does left. They're great bucks, respectable bucks, just not quite what we just saw. So we're gonna try and get on this one's track and go catch up to him. Hopefully he's with those does again, because if we can find the does, we know he'll be close. So it's good to see that there's some deer in here again. This is a spot that we like to come to late season, and it's hit or miss. Usually there's, a group like this and maybe a couple more smaller groups, but there's a lot of bucks around here right now, which them hanging together is kind of weird. I figured they'd be kind of in the rut, they'd be chasing them out, but we're gonna go try and catch up to that big one. But kind of cool to see all these deer now. We've walked about 2 miles now, probably 2.5 by now, so we're gonna have a long trek back. And Dustin and I were talking about it. We said hopefully it's in the dark and hopefully it's with a heavier pack, so stay tuned to see if we have any luck. Stop. Trees in the way. What? Trees in the way. Well, we tried to catch up to him. I think we were damn near sprinting, trying to get up over this hill, because they just kind of, the one group busted out, and then the big buck group with the does, they kind of met up in this drainage. And they kind of just started milling around, so we were like, once deer couldn't see us anymore, we booked it down the hill and then back up the hill, and we were seconds away from getting the trigger pulled if he would have turned or just turned and stopped rather than turn and ran. But oh man, I'm a little tired from running up on him. They've kind of worked their way off now. He's trying to single out a doe right now and get her away from the rest of them, so hopefully that happens, because it's a lot easier stocking up on 2 deer rather than 20 or however many are with them. We're hoping they just kind of go up and over again. They're actually at a place we call Chris's Hill, and so we're really familiar with this area. We're hoping they feed up and over and they kind of just stop again, and we can maybe creep up again on them. But there's so many deer, it's making it tough. So I think when I had him ranged out, I think he was at 285 there, which that's doable, very doable. So hopefully we can get him at a row at the same yardage again and maybe get the trigger pulled this time. Best way to do it is. It is 4:13 and we just bumped him again, and he unfortunately ran up to the field and looks like he kind of hopped a fence to go into private. So we well, I won't say we, I chose to come check this drainage out because a lot of deer like to be in this drainage that's just over here, and he was in the other one and got our wind and busted on out. So a little defeated right now. If we would have just stayed true kind of to what we planned to do, we maybe could have got a crack at him. But I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna go out there because they're up on a field right now. They might go out there and feed. I don't know, you never know. He could chase them back this way. The wind's from the west, so they might want to come back into the wind when they're done out there. I don't know what's gonna happen. They could continue going and they could be gone forever. So I don't know, a little deflating. We had one opportunity there at 300 or just under 300, and if there wasn't 25 deer there, probably would have got a shot. But right now it just kind of sucks. So we are going to kind of start making our way back to the pickup. I know it's still light out, but we're gonna hope that he's here tomorrow. Walk in, probably get up pretty early and try and get out here so when the sun's coming up. So sucks, but it is what it is. But thanks for watching.